Yes, sir. We live. We are live.
Been in the game for quite some time, writing words and spitting rhymes, twisting up verbs and dropping dope lines. I'm here to take my shit back, motherfucker, gon' give me what's mine. Ow. You wanna do what I do? You gotta do what you do. You wanna talk the way I talk? You gotta talk, you talk. You wanna walk the way I walk? Yeah. But you can't, so you might as well stop. Try. Who's Jack? 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 Do you wanna know? Do you wanna know where is Jack? I can tell you something about Jack. Really well for real, bitch. Let me show you Jack. You like the stylish clothes I wear? Hold up, bitch, don't touch my hair. Don't touch my hair, girl. You smell the fragrance of my cologne through the air. A bona fide man, know what you know about that, Jack? You wanna do what I do? You gotta do it, do it. You wanna talk the way I talk? You gotta talk, talk. You wanna walk the way I walk? Yeah. But you can't, so you might as well stop. Try. Who's Jack? Who's Jack? Who's Jack? Who's Jack? Hold up now, you must think you slick. You talking about that, but that ain't this. You think that you're magic, hocus pocus with all your tricks. Wanna impress me, bitch? Drown a fish. You big chill. You wanna do what I do? You gotta do what you do. You wanna talk the way I talk? You gotta talk, talk. You wanna walk the way I walk? Yeah. But you can't, so you might as well stop. Try. Been in the game for quite some time, writing words and spitting rhymes, twisting up verbs and dropping dope lines. I'm here to take my shit back, motherfucker, gon' give me what's mine. Ow. You wanna do what I do? You gotta do what you do. You wanna talk the way I talk?
All right, all right, all right. What's happening, family? What's up with you, Speed? That was Who's Jack by what's the guy's name? Um, Slim Dynamite, called Who's Jack. One of my favorite tracks, man. That shit just bangs. What's going on, YouTube people? I just wanted to do this live stream and revisit a video I did before that had this title. And the guy, Wudjau, formerly of Amen Ra Sqaud, did this presentation and broke down the color depiction, right? Because a lot of Afrocentrics like to use a deified image and claim that that the ancient Egyptians was black. So let me show you an example of what they do, right? Let me throw the image up, and isn't in this image right here, right? Amos Nefertari is her name. And Afrocentrics always use this, and there's a few other ones. Well, that means that they're black. And never really want to tell you the meaning of why they're in pitch black. It's a deification. Sometimes they say regeneration, fertility, what have you, right? But, right, Q Hefner. But this is not saying that it represents her skin color. And Afrocentrics will always use this and will never show you the other images of her that are not black. Here's another image of her. It's not a black woman. It's not black skin. Therefore, the artwork with her skin is black clearly is telling you it represents something and not representing her skin. Okay? So you have to wonder, why does Afrocentrics only use that one and don't show you other images? And there's other images I'm going to show you today. It's called deceit and mind games. Anyone showing you a picture of Amos Nefertari in the pitch black and saying that that represents her skin color, and they don't show any other artwork of her, they're deceiving you and leading you on. Stop listening to them. Stop believing them. Disregard them as anyone honorable. Because they're not honorable. They have no integrity. They have an agenda. And that agenda is to steal people's history and claim it for themselves. Okay? So let's move on from that. And let's just go ahead and get into the video. And after the video, I'm going to show you some images to corroborate what we've been saying, right? Excuse me, what I've said throughout this video. I'll show you some images, so stay tuned for that. And we're going to clarify, right? Because people will show you images that look black, but they don't show you the other images that are a vast majority of the images don't look like that. Right? What's up, Unbiased Talk? Okay, so let's just go ahead and get into the video. Wudjau had made this several years ago, and this came about because Wudjau had seen me debunking Black Egypt. Me and him went back and forth about it. And I always told people, you better get ahead of the curve. Get ahead of the curve and tell the truth, because the ship is about to sink. So Wudjau took heed and started getting ahead of the curve and start putting out videos that were real, that were clarifying stuff. And this is one of them we're going to play. Right? Wudjau was the only one who had some balls enough to have a discussion with me, Chief X. Wudjau will never and has never ever ran from anyone or any discussion. He had more balls than anyone in the Amen Ra Sqaud group or these other cliques. He turns down no fades. That's Wudjau. Wudjau was my favorite Amen Ra Sqaud member and the most intelligent of the Amen Ra Sqaud members. Trust me on this. So Wudjau would love to go head up with Chief X and did several times. He invites me on the strings. He never had a problem like these other cats running and scared to have a conversation with me. Wudjau was always ready to go head up. Let's be real about that. I wish Wudjau would come back to YouTube because I kind of miss him. You say I'm biased? Wudjau was definitely him. Yes, he was, right? Now, I didn't agree with him on a lot of stuff about Egypt. But he was way more intellectual than the people we dialogue with nowadays. Right? Sometimes he get real, like what we're going to show now. Right? So let's just go ahead and get into it. He's going to tell you the title of this. Let's go.
And it's a recent post that I did. Like I said, not the last one. These gas prices was the last post. I don't know what your
Hold on.
this want to speak on this topic. Again, the topic is the misrepresentation of Ahmos Nefertari. Again, the topic is the misrepresentation of Ahmos Nefertari. Topic. Again, the topic is the misrepresentation of Ahmos Nefertari. And it's a recent post that I did. Okay, so I'm just gonna get into it. So obviously this is the picture. So let me show the picture. And I'll show this picture again. But I'll read it. So I'm posting, I'm telling people to be mindful, be diligent. To the left is an image of Ahmes Neferet Iri, which is her name, but we pronounce it conventionally as Ahmos Nefertari. But her name, even Neferet Iti, is we say Nefertiti. And so Nefertari, her name is Neferet Iri. But anyway, to the left is an image of Ahmes Neferet Iri painted with black pigment. And this is from tomb TT 359. All right, so if you want to look it up, there's a reference for you to look up the tomb. So, and this is this image here on the left. So this image and others like it are used in attempts to support the claim of her being black. Others like here on the left. So this image and others like it are used in attempts to support the claim of her being black, as if to say the image is a realization of her actual skin color. Now, just a quick pause and quick question. Let me get back over here to the chat. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna ask you all, how many of you all have seen this picture before and have heard people or seen people use this picture to claim the ancient Egyptians were black? So I'm just gonna leave a question out there, and I know there's a delay, so just want to see what you all are saying. How many of you all have seen this picture before, used, in reference to the claim that the ancient Egyptians are black?
I'm going to fast forward it now a little.
So, and that's very, very problematic. And that's why all of these arguments keep taking place over and over and over again, because we're doing something we should not be doing. All right. And so that's what I'm pointing out. And because of it, people will make claims using these pictures like this. Ahmos Nefertari, because her skin is painted black, the Egyptians are black, or she was black, and et cetera, et cetera. All right, so I'm gonna keep reading. Now, the two images, so that was all about the left image. All right. The two images on the right are also Ahmos Nefertari, okay, but painted with yellowish pigments. And these are from two different tombs. This is tomb TT2, and the bottom one On the right is tomb TT16. Okay. Now these yellow pigments are used typically in Egyptian art to represent women. Pigments are used typically in Egyptian art to represent women. All right. So this yellow that you see here.
So I just paused it. So he's telling you in Egypt, sometimes, a lot of times, the women are represented yellowish or white, and the men are represented as kind of a reddish, as you see above to the right. More so than not often. Okay? So when I finish this discussion, I'm going to show you a bunch of images of the Egyptian women, either yellowish or white. Okay? Just so stay tuned.
Or yellowish because it varies. And plus, we have to understand that a lot of pictures of ancient Egyptian wall scenes and artifacts and things, we have to remember that we're looking at thousands of year old artifacts, and so there's been weathering, there's been pollution, condensations, damage throughout history for these artifacts, and so the fact that they're still well preserved to the extent they are now is amazing. Okay, outside of any restoration that archaeologists and the likes have done to these artifacts, but it's still amazing. Okay, um, so that's what I'm saying there about these two pictures. Now, so then my last sentence on here is the fact that the use of the black pigment is related to Ahmose Nefertari's deification and not a representation of her actual skin color. All right. And so this should be obvious by just simply looking at what I posted, these three pictures. So on the left, she's black. They use black pigmentation to represent her. On the right, the top and the bottom, yellow or a yellowish pigment. She can be both. And now here's the funny thing, because if she was now if all of these are literal, then she was high yellow, and she must have slept like a week on the Nile River in the smack dab middle of the day in the sun on a raft in the Nile, floating down the Nile, and got crispy. Okay, to go from this um shade to this shade. Okay, now we know that's not true.
For anybody who just tuned in, these are three different images of Amos Nefertari. Clearly, she wasn't a black woman. Clearly.
All right, so that's if anybody out there thinks that these three depictions are meant to be taken literally. All right, so if you take it literally, then please explain to me how a person this yellow, because if you think this is literal, then you think she changed from this to this. Okay, and I want an explanation. I want to know how that was done. But anyway, so that's the gist of the post. The whole point is that this black representation of her is not the ancient scribes and artisans. Them painting her black is not to tell the onlooker that her skin is literally black and that she's a black lady, or was a black lady with black skin, and so on and so forth. That wasn't the intent of them painting her this way. Now, so there's a lot of comments on here. How many comments? Well, it's 53 comments on here, and I'm not going to read them all, but I do want to go over some of them. But just 1 second though. So again, if anybody's watching, I always appreciate anybody who watches, my on the spot uh, live. I'm pushing the live button. But now I want to remind you that the link is pinned in the chat of this video. So um, if you have anything to say or whatever, click the link. Otherwise, I'm going to finish up and then I'm going to close out. All right. So the picture. Everybody has to understand that put this back on the picture. Everyone has to understand that ancient Egypt was not a homogeneous population, which means a population of people that are all the same, all across different levels, genetics, the way they looked and the way they did everything. No, that's fantasy and that's fairy tale. That did not exist. Okay, and I don't know too many people who believe that, but it's worth mentioning. We have to make sure that's okay. And over time, first on that from the
I
south,
move forward. So
everybody
I move forward a little bit. I just want you to hear this part real quick.
converged on that now. South, because different populations came from the direction of the Sahara, came from all the same.
Let me pause because people have been making this argument how people populated the Nile. They came from different areas. But Afrocentrics only want you to believe that they came from the South. So let's listen up.
They never were, because different populations came from the direction of the Sahara, came from the Levant, came from the South. Everybody converged on that now, from all directions. Okay, and over time, they formed this consciousness of being one, this unified thing. They refer to themselves as image. All right, so that's the extent that everybody should be comfortable with, and that should eliminate all of the concerns and arguments, which leads into this post again. There are people now. Let me just say this: the push, the like the the big effort to push that the Egyptians are black, 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 black. It's all you hear: black, black, black. That is a result of an overcompensation in the racism of Egyptology and scholarship in general. So, in other words, Egyptology and compensation, black, 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 that is a result of an overcompensation in the racism of Egyptology and scholarship in general. So, in other words, we know that early Egyptology was racist. I mean, racism was pretty much across the board, because when Egypt admitted
I fast forwarded.
scholarship, gained so dissolved all the way down to until we start to see that dissolve a bit, and so here comes Diop, Sheikh Anta Diop, Doctor Sheikh Anta Diop, and Doctor Theophile Obenga, and their efforts at the Cairo symposium, UNESCO symposium, I believe 1974. So they come on stage fully prepared to push back against that build up of slanted scholarship. All right, or scholarship that I would say a lot of things are omitted or devalued. I'll put it that way. So they come fully prepared and they do their thing in 1974. But to push back, there's an overcompensation of it. And so now we have people today that are still overly compensating. And what I mean by that is like, if overcompensate, like if somebody's pushing you and then you don't want to move, you basically have to match their strength so you don't move. But if you overcompensate and you push too hard, then not only will they not be able to move you, but now you're going to knock them off their feet and push them too hard. So that's overcompensation. So that's what's going on right now. People are overly compensating, making up claims that are just not true. Okay. Ahmose Nefertari did not have black skin. What's another one that people use? All right, let me switch up a bit. I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna show another one that people use. Let me switch over here. Okay, so you all see that picture there, but let me switch over to another one. Here's another one that people use. People like to use Mentu Hotep or Nissa Biti or King Mentu Hotep on the right. And I hope y'all can see that. I'll make sure I can see. Oh, yeah, yeah. So people will say, Mentu Hotep is black. Egyptians are black. They have black skin, you know, and that's just not true either. All right. Because on the left is also Mentu Hotep. All right. Now, either.
Now pause. Any Afrocentrics talking about Mentu Hotep and they don't show you both images and they only show you the one on the right that's black, they're deceitful and misleading you. Period. Stop believing them and listening to them. Get away from them.
He had a heck of a tan. Not even so much as Nefertari, Ahmose Nefertari. I mean, her tan would have been like, that's amazing. Like if somebody listen, if somebody can make somebody this high yellow, now I'm just being facetious at right now, but I'm saying if for those people who take this literally, if this lady is this high yellow and she turns this black, whoever can do that right now is an instant billionaire. I'm telling you, you be a billionaire and I'll be your manager. Just come, inbox me. I'll be your manager. All right. So, but that's just not the case. Same thing with Mentu Hotep. All right. It's just not the case. These are not literal. And, I can go into a whole long build about color symbolisms in Kemet. And, I did it before, but I'll probably do it again. Definitely not now. So that's another picture. And here's some more pictures of Mentu Hotep. Here are different ones. These are all Mentu Hotep. You see him here, you see him here, you see him here, and you see the statue that people use. Now, what's interesting is people will favor this statue, and you'll see the statue mostly. Same thing with Ahmose Nefertari. You'll see this a lot, but you will never see this. Like me, I've been doing this for a long time, and the people I see that argue and bring up Ahmose Nefertari, I have never seen people use this picture or the one below. And just as a point of reference, we know it's Ahmose Nefertari because we can read her name right next to her.
Now, a person who always does this is a brother named Smash Rockwell. He'll always use the one on the left, but never the other two on the right. Never. No Afrocentric will use any of the ones on the right. They'll only use the one on the left to mind game you. Mind game you.
And this one is in front of her face. Matter of fact, I can put my arrow on here so I can show you. Okay, that's her name. We have Ahmose or Ahmes Neferet Iri. Okay, that's her name. And then over here, her name is right here. Okay, behind her. Both of them are in Shinu, which is people know as Cartouche. Ahmose Nefertari. You can go glyph for glyph and see how they arrange. The only difference is that she's facing to the right on this one, so the glyphs are arranged in the other direction than on this one. All right, and that's it. Okay, and this is Amenhotep, excuse me, who was king. And likewise, this is Amenhotep as well, and the picture's cut off in the front. And even on this one, this is the left side of a bigger picture. This is just cut off, but on the other side is Amenhotep. All right. So anyway, that's the thing. So this overcompensation is what leads to what people mess around and say, which is blackologists or blackology, where people are trying to blackenize everything, make everything and everybody black. Black. That's all you hear. To the point where they're making King James black. They're making Alexander the Greek black. They're making every Buddha black. They're making everybody black. In history, even fictional characters. Pinocchio's black now. You know, um, Rudolph is black. He just got a red nose. Now Rudolph is black. I got animal characters just being black. Everything is being switched to black. And again, this is a result of this over compensation. And we don't have to do that. So here's the thing. The ancient Egyptians were a distinct amalgamation of people. They were a distinct nation. They distinguished themselves from their neighbors, from all their neighbors. Okay. And that was very important for them to do. They distinguished themselves from everybody to the east of them, to the south of them, and to the west. As the sun rises in the east on their left, Iabet, and at high noon, which is representative of the south, Resi, and then on the setting of the sun on their right hand side, Amenet. These three groupings, inclusive of themselves, makes four, is what people are calling the Table of Nations. And I've gone over this many, many, many times. Let me see if I have a picture of it real quick to show as I'm speaking. Okay, right here. If you've ever wondered, now I'm sure you all have seen this in some form or fashion, seen these pictures in some form or fashion where people talk about the race of the ancient Egyptians. They always go. Matter of fact, they really only go to this top one here. I'll talk to y'all
I fast forwarded. Okay.
till I'll put y'all to sleep. This will be like a bedtime story. Okay, so this was my original picture that I posted, and everybody can read my post. So I'm not going to read it over again. But the point here is that Ahmos Nefertari, who is seen in all three of these pictures, is the same person. We know that because her name is in the glyphs. I pointed them out to you. You see it here. You see her name here. You see her name here. Okay, but she is depicted differently. She's depicted with black pigment on the left and yellowish pigment on the right, upper and lower. Okay, so either you got to take them all literally, or just realize that you're definitely cherry picking and you have no basis by which to make any claims. It's just some arbitrary feelings that you have, and you just want to tell somebody. But that's not the way to go. That's not how we do scholarship. That's not how we do science. Um, so my point is that she is not literally black skin. Black has a very significant meaning in the culture, and I'll just give you a few of the many because people have asked me on the post. The reason why they paint her black and a few others black is based on the funerary context. So with her, she is found, and this is rare for a person to be found in other people's tombs. So she is depicted in over 50 private tombs. 50. Okay, because she was deified for her great works when she was alive, what she did, because she is like the mother of the 18th dynasty. And I suggest you all look her up because she is definitely a very highly venerated woman, African woman, in Kemet. Okay, and let me just say that the Egyptians, and I forgot to say this earlier, the Egyptians were wholeheartedly African. So that should satisfy everybody. They're African.
They just not black African. They African. They just not black African. North Africa has never been black Africa.
Egypt then and Egypt now is still on the continent of Africa. And if you think otherwise, then I don't know what school you went to or college, but wherever that was, please make sure you get your money back. But Egypt is on the continent of Africa. It always was, and it still is. And I don't see it going anywhere. So the civilization, the people, they're African. And we don't have to, you know, make that complex. It's a very simple thing. Whether they have black skin or not is irrelevant. That's just something that we do today. And we don't even do it. We inherited it and we were programmed to do that by others who labeled us and set up this social class system and this hierarchy where black is actually the bottom level. See, we walk around today, and man, I'm going to go on my soapbox, but we walk around today saying I'm black and I'm proud, not realizing the reality behind making those statements. To us, it feels good. For us, it's a pride thing. You know, we want to instill pride, and basically when we say we're black and we're proud, especially in the 70s, when natural was the way to go. Coming out of the 60s and the perms and the conking of the hair and stuff like that, everybody went natural. Late 60s into the 70s. James Brown, say it black and I'm proud. Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. And all of that feel good pride. Nothing wrong with that. But that was supposed to be an opening feeling. It was supposed to be temporary. Why? Because black as a classification, because nobody's skin is literally black. So hopefully we can all get past the literalism of that. Okay. Nobody's skin is actually black. But black represents something though in this hierarchy of this construct, this modern social construct. And guess what that is? It represents the bottom level. White represents the top. So if we were to assign
Now, I don't agree with this, what he's saying, but I'm just playing it through.
numbers to these races, so we had originally we had um, black, red, yellow, white, black, red, yellow, white. It was all colors basically. Now we don't switch it all up. We got black, white, oceanic, Pacific, South Pacific, all these other kind of things that crept up in there now. But the point is that these races, colors were actually levels in the social structure in this country, mainly here. But and there's a big caste system over in India as well. But let's stick to here. Black is the bottom. Now check this out. If we were to swap the color words, so we cross out the colors black, white, red, and yellow. We cross those out, eliminate that. We we um we replace them with level one. So black now is level one. Red now is level two. Yellow is level three. White
Fast forward a little bit.
is level four. The goal of the game, and you work your way up. Although we use it as a tool to or to not realize it. So we say things like white privilege, level tech, unset of people. What people like to call Nubians today. The Nubians to the ancient Egyptians were never called Nubians, first of all. So let me make sure everybody's clear on that. The Egyptians did not call the Nubians of what's identified as Nubians today. They did not call them that. The Egyptians called that whole area south of them. They referred to it as Ta Nehisi. Okay. And then within that region, remember the word Ta is a word that means region. Similar to how we use the word Middle East. Okay. Middle East is not a country. When we say Middle East, we're talking about a geographical region.
Now I pause it. We got 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to do show you some imagery, and we're going to get out of here. Bear with me.
And so the word Ta reflects that. So Ta Nahisi, which means the geographical region of Nahisi. And so within that region, you had different people, and the Egyptians knew and interacted with different people. They had names for them. For example, they had the Wawat people. They had the Miam people. They had the Yam people. They had the Magi people, what people say the Magi. You had the Iram people. You have the everybody knows about the Kosh, which we pronounce as Cush, the Cushites. Everybody knows about them. So the Egyptians interacted with all these different people that fall up under the umbrella of Nehisiu or Ta-Nehisi. Okay. And they were distinct from them. Now, today, everybody call all those people Nubians. So, no, the Egyptians are not the Nubians of what people are referring to as Nubians. So, in other words, they're not the Wawat. They're not the Nehisiu collectively. They're not the Aram. They're not the Cushites. They're not. Now, there were some native Cushites or some native people from that region who came into Egypt and became prominent and elite people, such as we know about Taharka, Pianki, and all of them during the 25th dynasty, but even throughout the history of Kemet. You have people that come from that region who were brought into royalty and learned in school with the royal children or the royal families or people of high ranks from being a baby being raised and what they refer to as being Egyptianized or Kemetized. Okay. And they became full-fledged Remich or Egyptians. So you do have all of that going on at the same time. And we have to remember, Kemet lasted for over 3,000 years. So there's a whole lot going on in Kemet in 3,000 years. I mean, look at the United States. The United States is what, 1776 till now?
Let me fast forward a little bit.
You know, it's how much things have transformed. So look at 3,000. So it came in Hyksos or the Hykakasut people taking the throne and then eventually being overturned. You go, who are we trying to convince for real that a lot of the claims are fantasy needs to go?
Okay, hold on.
All this blackology and colorism needs to go. It's for the birds. We wore it out. A lot of the claims are just wrong. A lot of the claims are fantasy, romanticized, and feel-good things that we have to repeat to ourselves. And that's why I asked the question, who are we trying to convince for real? Are we trying to convince the pushback on the scholarship, or are we really telling ourselves this over and over again as a coping mechanism? You know, but we don't need it. Yes, the Egyptians were African. Yes, they had multiple shades of skin. If you're into skin, if that's your thing, if that's important to you, then it was a wide range of skin tones, just like Africa has today, just like the United States has today, just like the world has today. They didn't distinguish people in groups based on their skin color. They had eyes. Of course, they recognized different features people had, but they didn't use skin color as a criteria to group people like we do today. We say the white man, and then we have an idea of what a white man is or a white woman is.
I disagree with that also. I think people, since the beginning of time, always group people by skin color. Now, I'm not saying a variation, a light skin black or dark skin black. I'm not saying that. But people seen phenotypes and distinguished each other and knew differences. I just disagree with some of that.
And vice versa, black man, black woman. We have an idea in our head about that. Those are arbitrary. And it's real because we operate under that today. That's the modern social construct of race. And it's to our disadvantage to keep using it. I'm telling you, the moment that we can shake off that social construct of race by however we do it, the moment we can do that, everything will open up. I'm telling you. Kemet was a black lad. Oh man. And that's another thing. I mean, okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up because
Wrap it up, Wudjau. Wrap it up.
I'm telling you, I'll talk y'all to death. I'll put y'all to sleep. I'm glad that Asar brought that up. Kemet is a black man because that kind of sums up what I'm saying. The overcompensation of this pushback on the Egyptians. You know, if somebody says the Egyptians are white, the Egyptians are white, then the pushback is nope, they're not white, they're black, they're black. But I'm talking about overcompensation. So we have venerated scholars and the layperson alike overly compensating. The Egyptians are black. They have black skin. They're cherry picking pictures like the one I have on the screen. They're um they're picking, the tomb of Ramses the third, where there's a what they call an aberrant um um artistic work where they actually show the same order of these four groupings I showed you all earlier. But in terms of the figures, they actually doubled up on these two sets of four to make them look alike. And so people saying, yeah, the Nahisiu or the Nubians and the Egyptians, they saw themselves as the same. No, they did not. Because that's only exists in one tomb out of 3,000 plus years. That only exists in one tomb in one scene, tucked away in a corner that you could barely get a picture of it. And that's not how they got down. That's not how they operated. And it exists in other tombs, but it doesn't look like that. The story, that is, the Book of Gates. But anyway, so this over compensation has got people today that will say the place name, and I'm being very specific. The place name Kemet means the land of the black skinned people. And that's false. So y'all hear from me. I've been saying this for years, and I'm not the only one that said. I got colleagues. Asar is one. I don't know if you're still listening. Brother Sanjetti. We actually wrote a preliminary article. We actually wrote, each one of us wrote a preliminary introductory article to get people caught up on the arguments to demonstrate that the place name Kemet does not and never did and never will refer to people. And you don't have to be an expert on this. You don't have to know anything from anything about linguistics or any of that. Just understand a toponym, which is a place name. The word toponym comes from the Greek topos, meaning place, and onym, meaning name. A place name. Think about this. A place name never refers to people. If it did, it wouldn't be called a place name. Think about this. A place name never refers to people. If it did, it wouldn't be called a place name. Okay? The place name Kemet does not refer to people. It refers to the place. And so it will never mean black people, black skinned people. It's a place. People still go there today. People get a ticket and go tour to Egypt. They don't go tour a black person. They go tour a place. They go a place. They book a flight to a place, not a person. I mean, that's just some common sense stuff. But anyway, I don't even want to go too much. Let me just read some of these. Now listen, I have the link pinned here. Now I don't. Now, yes, I mean that's the point. We have to pretend that we can argue it without actually learning the language, learning the culture, and actually and rare, even error.
Okay. Let's move on from this. So I was playing Wudjau's breakdown of the color depiction and how we was just revisiting that video, and he labeled it scholarly racism in ancient Egyptians in regards to depictions, right? So we're gonna go ahead and end this, but this is what I wanted to do. Let me share my screen. So Afrocentrics, and we're just gonna review, will always show you this one, right? But never show you this one. This is a clear contradiction that no, the blackness was not representation of skin. It had a meaning, which is deification. Don't let anyone lie to you. Now hold on. Let's go here. One second. One second. Okay. All right. These are like real. This is what we call looker shit, but sometimes it's okay to do looker shit just to make a point, right? Present Egyptian, ancient Egyptian. So in the beginning, we were talking about how they painted the women yellowish and or whitish, and it's a yellowish tint. But you'll never, ever, 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 ever see Nubian women pointed yellow or white. Never, because Nubian women weren't the Egyptians. The Egyptians wasn't black. We're just going through some images. The Egyptians depicted themselves like the one on the right. They depicted their enemies like the one on the left. Now, it is caricature. They probably exaggerated the features like they did in them early cartoons in America, you know what I mean? Exaggerate their features. But there was a clear difference that their neighbors were considered their enemies and were totally different. Okay? Let's be clear. Cushites, Egyptians, Cushites. They're not really Cushites. Like, this is some pictures I guess somebody put together because one of these guys are in a far or what, people. But it's just showing you the difference in depictions. There's really no difference. One's the old kingdom, then it's the first century. 18th dynasty Egyptian, it's the same as the present. First century, 18th dynasty. Not you. Not you. They're melanated just like the reddish brown on the wall. It's really not no big difference. But in black Americans' minds, they just think anything melanated is them. Okay? Fourth kingdom. See, like I was arguing with somebody, I said I can show you more pale images of Egyptians than you can show me black images of Egyptians, and we can go on for hours. Now I don't know who put this picture together. I don't know if the lady on the right's an Egyptian. She looks more like a white lady, but who knows? I don't know. It's a black and white picture. It's hard to tell sometimes. Something melanated don't mean it's a black person. Oh, they didn't start get they st- when they start getting to the they start lightening up in the later dynasties. No, this is the fourth kingdom. They had pale images from the first dynasty, second dynasty, all in the early times. Somebody wants the link. You said, okay. I'm about done with these images. Hold on. Somebody wrote on this one. King Tut looked like this. Yep, not Negroid. We have King Tut's DNA in his mtDNA-K, which is West Asia. Egyptian dogs attacking the Cushites, biting them all in the head and shit. The Egyptian dog. It do look like the same dog though, don't it? The guy on the horse is not a Negroid, just a melanated Egyptian Caucasian. As we said, they always depicted the Egyptian women in most paintings, not all of them, as white or yellowish. Ain't no difference. Right? See, Afrocentrics don't even won't even show you this type of stuff. They don't want you to have this kind of images in your head. Not Negroid people. 12th dynasty. Same people. Same people. Not you. Same Mediterranean people. Middle Kingdom, first century, same Mediterranean people. Same Mediterranean people. Same Mediterranean people. Same Mediterranean people. Fourth Kingdom, present day. Same Mediterranean people, all in the early dynasties. The modern day Egyptians are the ancient Egyptians. The modern day Egyptians are the ancient Egyptians. Don't let anyone tell you any different. Same Mediterranean people. Been there all the time, from the early dynasties to the first century to the present. Same Mediterranean people. Same Mediterranean people. 18th dynasty. Same people. Oak the Goat, appreciate the donation. Same old continuity. Same Mediterranean people. The chief X is getting redundant. 12th dynasty present. Middle Kingdom, first century. Same Mediterranean people. And we've been going on a long time here, huh? Same, don't care if it's the first century or the fourth dynasty. Same Mediterranean people. Hey, go Hawass. Remember I did a video? I said you can't find no tombs. Did I say tombs? No coffins with black people on them. There are no coffins with black faces on them. Did y'all ever think about that? Pull up any Egyptian coffin and show me a black person on the coffin. Can't do it. The modern day Egyptians or the ancient Egyptians? The modern day Egyptians or the ancient Egyptians? Period. Same people. Same people. Ain't went nowhere, ain't dispersed and went nowhere. They ain't dispersed and went nowhere. They're right there where they been. From the fourth dynasty to today, same people. Just the artwork got a little better. clearer. Okay? How's everybody doing? What is somebody talking about? Manual testing just done clustered near Egyptians, done clustered near Europeans. Now I did post a link in the chat in case somebody wanted to come on and say something. Let me just, oops. It's also pinned. Let me just read a few comments. Say that real's that common sense science. This that common sense science. The link is right there if manual testing wanted it or wants it. I'm just reading the comments. Hold on, y'all. Okay. All right, all right, right. So I just wanted to do this little presentation. Didn't want to be here too long. Nobody wants to come in. So I guess I'll go ahead and end this. He said he not pulling up. No. I flipped him today. What's going on, Patrick Fitzgerald? Who does he mean? We said 1 second. Man, are you talking to me, Manuel? You got to communicate clear. Are you saying 1 second you about to come on? All is good, Patrick. It's a big UFC event tomorrow. Okay, he's talking to me, huh? It's a big UFC event tomorrow. One of the best cards all year. At the end of the year, they always put a hell of a fight card together. So tomorrow it is on. What's up, Unbiased Talk? Yeah, manual testing don't want to come on. Matter of fact, I don't always put this up. Let me go on and put this up. Hit the Cash App too for me. Send a brother $1, $5, $10 for giving up this good game. What you say, Donnie? Yes, he's talking to you, Chief X. He claims he's in. Yeah, nobody's in here. Nobody's hit the link that I seen. Got to heat my dinner up. I got a bomb ass burrito. Uh oh, manual testing coming in. I see somebody popped in.
Hello, hello, can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. Manual testing. Can you put your camera on for a second? No.
No, I can't, bro. I cannot. I'm sorry, bro. I'm just like,
You say you
cannot.
can't?
I can't this moment, maybe tomorrow. If
Okay.
you if
Why
you're
can't?
online
Why can't?
tomorrow.
Why can't you now?
I, I can't right now, bro. I just can't.
I understand. I'm just wondering, do you have a reason why you cannot have your camera on?
I can't tell you the reason, bro. I just can't.
You can't even tell the reason?
No,
Okay, so you can't even keep it real. How are we gonna have a real
bro. I'm
discussion if you can't keep it real?
I am 1,000% real, bro.
Okay. How can I help you? Did you watch this presentation from the beginning?
Yeah, a little bit. So basically, I wanted to debunk the whole narrative that women were lighter, so men get banned, and so that's why they depicted women that way and the men darker and stuff. But
Well,
that's all
hold on.
nonsense.
Where are you from? You have an accent.
Italy.
Italy. Okay. Are you
I'm
Italian?
originally I'm originally from Ivory Coast, but yeah,
Oh, okay.
originally
So but you live in Italy.
yeah, yes sir,
Okay, but you're of African heritage.
yes sir, ski,
I couldn't hear you. Say it again.
yes sir.
Okay. So the presentation topic, it says color depiction and scholarly racism of ancient Egyptians. So do you have anything to say about that and the blackness of Queen Nefertari compared to the other pictures of Queen Nefertari and the meaning of the blackness? Do you have anything to say about that?
I mean, I think it's been proven already that Nefertari had Nubian origin, so I don't. Maybe she was
Who
mixed.
who
Maybe I
who
don't
on
know.
earth proved almost Nefertari had Nubian origins? Who proved that?
Wow,
Hmm?
hold up. Wasn't that already? Wait, I'm looking right now.
There's no Egyptians that had Nubian origin.
Ramses II, if I'm not mistaken, he
You're
built.
mistaken.
What do you mean,
I'm saying if somebody's Egyptian, they're Egyptian. If somebody's Nubian, they're Nubian. That's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to figure out how are you confusing this? If
Wait,
somebody's Italian, they're Italian.
one
They're not
second.
Italian and Mexican.
Sure, she lived in Egypt, but one sec. 1 sec. I'm just checking right now. 1 second. If I may, America, Cameras.
Let me help you. You will never find anything on planet Earth and anywhere in academia that says almost Nefertari has Nubian
Maybe I'm
origins.
confusing her with someone, but I don't know. Wait.
Now there's Nefertiti, there's Nefertari.
Have you looked at her mommy?
Okay, so you're talking about looking at a mummy? Are you talking about Queen T? Queen
No,
Tai?
no, 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 no. I'm talking about her. That's her. I remember. That's her.
Yeah, see that's what I'm saying. You confusing yourself, fam.
She has to be her. I think she was of Nubian origin, that she lived in Egypt, and but I'm. You tell me the story. You tell me the story.
There is no story. That's some story somebody made up that you fell for.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Oh wow. Come on, check. Wait. According to
Okay,
Grafton
beside
Values, Mythic Fiction,
I'm
and
gonna tell you now, you're not
Expectation.
gonna find it. I've been looking for 2 decades. Now, do you have anything else you want to add, or what's going on?
Bro, it's right here. It's literally right here. The same authors brings attention to the presence of the same trait in a Muslim Nefertari grandmother Thais
First of all,
Hadi.
hold on real quick, Emmanuel. What are you reading right now?
I'm on Wikipedia.
Okay, Wikipedia doesn't say anything about almost Nefertari as having Nubian origins.
Yes, they do. Go on Wikipedia right now.
I'm on Wikipedia. I was on. I have. Hold on. Let's do this, man.
Go to the section where her mommy is.
Hold on.
Scroll down, yes. And go to the second paragraph. They basically
Okay, so
saying
yeah, they have.
they.
Okay. I see what you're talking about now. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
remember that.
remember that.
No,
She
no,
was
no.
of Nubian origin
You're
living in
miss.
Egypt.
The way you said is that he said this is according to some guy named Grafton Elliott description 1912. The mummy's skin is blackened in the same manner as a majority of other contemporary mummy. He also associates the strands tied to her hair with those of Nubian women's hair at the time of this his writing. That's right. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, but
Yes,
see,
So
but
in
I
other
wasn't
words,
wrong.
it sounds like he's saying the braids are similar to braids of
No,
Nubian
no, no,
women's
no, no.
hair.
It's not just the braid, bro. Come on, come on.
Now
The
I'm
whole
reading exactly what it says. Listen to what I'm saying.
skeletal,
He
all,
also I want to read it so the audience can hear it. He also associates the strands tied to her own hair with those of Nubian women's hair at the time of his writing. That's what it says, correct?
yes.
yes.
So how does that mean to you that this woman had Nubian origins?
You need to
You
keep
need to
reading,
keep
bro.
reading, bro.
Okay, let me continue.
I
I
told you.
told you.
You can
You
just see
can
it
just
from
see
her
it from her
mommy.
mommy.
That's
That's
literally a
literally
black
a
woman.
black woman.
Well, let's put this. This is the mummy. Can everybody see it? What makes you say this is a black woman? How can you tell by looking at this mummy that this is a black woman? She was clearly Egyptian.
Basically,
Basically,
She's not Nubian. She's Egyptian.
Egyptian,
Egyptian,
when making
when making
Now
mummies,
these
mummies,
are braids.
Yes,
Yes,
Okay,
but when
everyone braided hair.
wait. When they will
when
make
they
a
will make a
mummy,
mummy,
they will try
they
to
will try to
represent them
represent them
how they
how they
looked
looked
in their
in
youth.
their youth.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
basically,
basically,
this is
this
probably
is
a
probably a
wig
wig
glued to
glued to
her
the
hair,
her hair.
but
Yeah,
But
this is
okay,
this
how.
is how.
but okay. So these are just speculations people are thinking. No one is saying she's a Nubian woman. Is my point.
Okay,
Now these
okay,
are
okay,
braids in her hair. Now,
Okay,
as a
okay.
black person, as an African American, we used to always think, oh, only black people braided their hair. Everybody braided their hair around the world.
okay. So
Okay, so
Asian
let's
people, European people, Native Americans braided, Africans braided. Everyone braided.
no problem, no problem.
Okay, now
Okay,
look
now
at
look at
pragmatism.
pragmatism.
Okay, see I'm looking. This has no prognosis. This does not say
What?
that she. This does not prove that she's black or Nubian. It just doesn't.
Wait. What other
What other
ethnicity
ethnicity
can have a
can have a
pragmatism
pragmatism
like this
this
woman right
woman
here?
Bro,
right here?
If
you're
not,
being you're
Black
being
African.
wishful.
literally, the
Literally, the
study says
study
that.
says that.
No, these let me go back.
Bro,
Bro, come on.
Hold
It's
on,
just
It's just
us.
us.
hold on.
By the way, I
By the
think
way,
she
I
was
think she was
mixed.
mixed.
I don't think
I
she
don't
was
think
like
she was
pure
like pure
African.
African.
What do you
Like
say?
not
Pure
Not pure
African? What do
African,
you mean?
sorry.
pure
Pure
black
black
African. Sorry,
African, sorry.
not African.
Not African.
Okay, Algerians are pure Africans.
I mean,
I mean,
basically,
basically,
Is this a black
I,
woman?
I think she
I
was a
think she
mix
was a
of
mix of
North
North
African and
African and
Okay, so you're
Nilotic.
just
Nilotic.
okay. So you're just speculating.
I'm not
I'm not
speculating.
speculating. I think
That's like
that's like
how the
how the
average
average
Sudanese look at the
Sudanese
time.
look at the time.
Okay, so how much of this presentation did you see?
No, I
No,
haven't read
I
it
haven't
all,
read
but
it all, but
I just
You,
I
you,
remember
just
she was a
remember she
Nubian
was a Nubian
origin, so I
origin, so I
checked
checked
very quick,
very quick,
and I was
and I
right.
was right.
The
The
studies on her
studies on
mommy
her
it
mommy
shows
it shows
she's
she is
she looked
she
like
looked like
any
any
average black
average
woman
black
in
woman
Sudan.
in Sudan.
she looks like an every average black woman in Sudan. Is this what you're saying?
Yes, in
So
the
Yes, in the
Nubian
Nubian
region.
this is a depiction of. She just looks like every black woman in Sudan right here.
No, that
No, that
depiction has
depiction
nothing
has
to do
nothing
with
to do with
anything.
anything.
That's
This is
just
almost this is a depiction of her.
okay.
Okay.
Are you saying she looks like a Sudanese woman?
Uh, uh,
You just want her to be Sudanese. Is this what you're saying?
Wow.
wow.
Okay, yeah,
Sudan is very
yeah,
diverse.
okay, but
So I
So
don't know.
I
yeah,
don't know.
in
But
today's
But
time,
anyway,
yeah.
anyway,
yeah, she could
yeah,
look
she
like
could
an
look
Emittara,
like
East
an East African woman.
she's an ancient Egyptian. That's all I'm trying to say. She's not a Nubian.
Chief.
Chief.
Do you know who
Do you
my
know who
happy
my
is?
happy is?
Mahapri is a Nubian.
Okay,
Okay.
have you seen
Have
his
you seen his
coffin?
coffin?
I'm agreeing with you. Listen to what I'm saying. Malhapri is a Nubian.
Okay, but have
Okay,
you
but
seen
have
his
you seen his
coffin?
coffin?
I can't recall. I probably have.
Okay,
Okay,
take a look
take a
again.
look again.
Check his
Check
coffin.
his coffin.
Why? When I'm sitting, it's no need to. You think Malhapri's Nubian?
Basically, your
Basically,
logic
your logic
is
is
No, listen
there
to
is
it.
a
Just
statue
statue
of
follow my question. I'm trying to figure out something. Are you saying Malhapri is Nubian?
am I
am
saying
I
that
saying that
Mahapri is
Mahapri
Nubian?
is Nubian?
Listen, I agree. Yes, Malhapri's Nubian. That case is closed. We can move on now.
No, that is
No,
not
that
the
is not
point.
the point.
Okay, what's your point?
The point
The point
is that
is that
the
the
statues
statues um, um, are
See, this is
not
what I
are
mean.
not
So
an
this is what I mean. This is what I mean. So you cherry pick. I just went through here and showed you all kind of pictures. You don't care about none of them. You only want to focus on Malhapri
no.
no
What?
what
and some images that may look black to you, or that somebody has some braids or something.
No, bro. That's literally the opposite. If you look at my pre coffin, it looks like I don't know, a Mediterranean guy, but
Okay.
he's a Nubian because that's how the
Manual
artist that made the
testing.
coffin made him look like.
Malhapri is Nubian. Are you okay with that?
Yes, but
Okay, so let's
if you
move
haven't
on.
seen his if you haven't seen his
I'm
mummy
not
and
worried
mummy,
about the cough of Malhapri. I agree the person's Nubian.
but that is not the point. You show me
Okay,
the
what is the
statue
point? You
of
got to get to the point because I got to go. It's just getting this is getting redundant.
you show me the statue of Nefertari by saying, does she look like a Nubian to you? And I said, well, if you look at the coffin of Maipri, it doesn't look like a Nubian either, but he is.
Okay, so that's is this all you wanted to come in and say?
No, I
Okay,
don't even know what we're
anything
talking
else you
about
want to add before
Nefertari.
I go?
I want to debunk the skin color of the
Okay,
women
well,
in
to do this,
Tunisia.
to debunk that, you need to put together a presentation and tag me. And
It's
then after
super
you put,
easy.
hold
It
on,
is
hold
super
on, manual
easy.
testing, manual
It
testing,
will take 2 minutes.
manual testing. You're not even sharing your screen.
I'm gonna tell you what to check. It will take 1 minute, literally.
Are you going to share your screen and show me something?
I'm now on my PC on my phone.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. You're not ready right now. Let's not waste people's time. Do a
Bro,
presentation. Take your time.
you need to
Tag me
trust
to
me.
it. And
You
next,
need to trust me.
hold on. No, no,
It will
hold on.
take
Manual
one
testing.
minute.
Listen, I'm not doing the presentation for you. I'm asking you if you can share your screen and show me what you're talking about, but you're saying you're not at a PC. Okay, so you're not in the position to show me what you got to show me right now.
Okay, I'm gonna go on my
Okay,
PC.
so
Okay, cool,
so
cool,
take your
cool.
time. Hold on, I don't have time. I don't have time. I'm telling you how to go. Take your time. Put together a presentation and prove your point, and then we can
Okay.
convene on my next live stream or something and go over your entire presentation.
Well, it would have literally took 60 seconds, but okay, no problem. I will. I will. If you're online tomorrow, sure, I will show you.
No, put together a presentation. That's what I'm saying.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
You
A
can't make a
presentation?
YouTube video. You're on YouTube. You can't make a YouTube video and a presentation and prove your
Oh, you
point.
want me to make a video? Okay, cool. I can do that. I can do that. Sure.
Okay. So peace out. Have a nice day.
Say that.
I'm out, yeah.